This is an emergency now, kids. They're giving away fucking free money. And whatever money you borrow, you're going to pay back with cheaper money because when inflation does come, and it will come. So for every $1 million you borrow, you're going to pay back with $700,000 bills, $700,000 bills, et cetera, et cetera. And if you don't understand cheaper money because of inflation, Google it. I'm not going to explain it. Present value of money, meatheads. Who's teaching this now? No one. Why isn't anybody teaching it, Melanie? I like that name. We might have had another life together. Why isn't anybody else teaching it? But they're afraid of being wrong. Because what if they stick their neck out like I have? Like I've got a slide that I've showed a million times. People are sick of it. I have no reason to stick my neck out calling the market. I don't. I don't sell anything. I don't invest anything. I don't manage anything. What upside do I have? None. All I have is downside. I like poking in the eye and the fucking gurus, other gurus that don't know shit. I get off on that. I mean, that's a sexual experience for me because they're mostly all stupid. They are. They're ignorant. And they don't have a pot to piss in or window to throw it out of. But they're going to sell you on sale tomorrow, 85% off. Only for you, this one time. And you laugh because it's funny, right? Then why do you buy it? I know, no, you don't buy it. It's those other morons, right? You've already told me about a couple of guys that you've gone to see that are idiots. I did a stand-up gig for one of them, and he's still telling the same fucking stories. You tell me about a couple, you guys are using 2012, 2013 product and 2007, but you still buy it because you got no self-respect. Your parents didn't teach you to have self-respect because your parents don't have any self-respect and their parents don't have any self-respect. And that's why we are in this snowflake world where political correctness is a manifestation of lack of self-esteem. I may be called a lot of things, but lack of self-esteem is not one of them. You never have to go past LinkedIn. How did the guys in the 90s and the early, how long has LinkedIn been around? 10 years, 12 years? Okay, what did they do before that? Shoe leather. Bruce the Whipple would say, shoe leather. We had people on buses going from town to town because you can't fly back and forth across the country. Or you can, but you have no money. You're all broke. You're all bust. LinkedIn is it. But some of you will figure out why LinkedIn doesn't work for you. It's worked for every other son of a bitch the last 15 years, but for you, you'll figure out a way. You will figure out a way. And we give you a link that one of you put together the best way to use LinkedIn. Now, it's about 75% accurate, but it saves you from some extra time, maybe 10, 20 hours. And then you complain about the guy who did it just to help. You complain, well, yeah, it's not perfect what he gave us. It's not perfect. I'm not going to use it. You don't really want, you think I'm making this shit up. Truth is stranger than fiction. It is not the foundation of our program, but it is one of the pillars for sure over finance. Why? Because you're all fucking bust broke for the most part, and you need some money in your pocket. And why did I come up with this? Because I was fucking flat broke when I first did it. And in the infamous words of Bruce the Whipple, if you don't fucking ask, you don't fucking get. If you don't ask, you don't get. And overfinancing is such a norm to me. I mean, I don't even think about it, really. Other than when you cry in your, and I can see the tears on your weekly reports. The two banks told me to go, they don't say it this way, to go fuck myself. Oh, nobody overfinances. And I can see the tears marks. And some of you cry blood. I can see the blood marks on your weekly reports. But it is a fundamental given right that you can overfinance. There is no fucking law anyplace that says that overfinancing is not legitimate. Now, how much you overfinance is another question. You know, what's his name? Frank did a 400% overfinance. Now I think that's the biggest stretch I've seen since the program in 25 years. 4 times the purchase price over finance. But he bought it cheap. He got a dynamite deal. Otherwise, you can't overfinance him. And normally when you ask for more than 20 or 25% over finance, it could be maybe not a red flag, but an amber flag to them. But this kid did 130 the first one. And here, take one and pass it around. So when you go back there, and for those of you that have been in the business and done deals before, and it sounds foreign, well, it is foreign to everybody else except us. Everybody else except us. But it's absolutely doable. But again, if you don't ask, you don't get. So you got to ask. Now, I demand. And as you get comfortable, you'll demand. But you can demand from the beginning in a nice professional way, not necessarily how I might do it, which is considered maybe less than professional because I get, or I can get aggressive. This is us, and then go back, we fucked everything up. Now, not because of global warming, because I don't believe in global warming, and I'm going to tell you why I don't believe in global warming through the seminar. Not because of, any of the things that are popular right now. But we have fucked things up. Because as I said last night, they're giving away free money the last 7, 8, 9 years. Who in this room, don't raise your hands, who in this room has taken advantage of that? Nobody. Who on YouTube has taken advantage of it? Almost nobody. Why? Because you've fallen into one of the great myths of life that there is no money out there. And if there is money out there, it's hard to get. Well, as Bruce Whipple, a Hall of Famer, would say, if you don't ask, you don't fucking get. Most of you only subscribe to that theory because you haven't asked. And you haven't asked because you've listened to the morons that you currently deal with. And show me your friends and I'll show you your future. 13.8 billion years. In the last 200,000 years, they've been more or less look like we look now. More or less, okay? We are going to change you back to your original DNA. When you took what you wanted and didn't give a fuck. Now, for those of you that have started a business in this room or the fucking weenie cunts that are on YouTube, if you've started a business, the first 50,000 pounds, euros, or dollars in your business was geometric growth, quantum leap. The next 50 or $100,000 or pounds or euros was geometric growth. Then what happened? You started playing not to lose instead of playing to win. You sat on your assets like a mother hen and were afraid that you're going to lose the money that you made. Anybody that's gone from 0 to 100,000, 0 to 10,000 has created geometric growth. Some of you sorry cunts in this room have, which is hard to believe. Goes to show any fucking person can do it. Even brain dead retards like you. The first dollar that you make, euro, pound, is geometric growth, you fucking retards. Then why didn't you continue? Your parents can say that. First corner shop. Somehow, whenever I see these Chinese, I think of Chinese laundries, but I don't know why. Anyway, first Chinese laundry your grandfather had, the first $500 in business was geometric growth. Then what the fuck happened? Doesn't have to be that way. But for a majority of the planet, it is. And that's why it's so easy for the people that follow the QLA methodology. Wealth, risk, reward, not. The model that most of you, because you're all young enough, the raised, work hard, save your money, buy a house, have 2.6 kids, a white picket fence or whatever the fuck it is or whatever it is now. If you go to school, go to a good school, get the best grades you can, and then work. And maybe at the end of 40 years get a gold watch. That model is motherfucking dead. Deed, forget about it, it's gone. And again, for the 20th time, it's no different than no money down buying houses that has been around forever, except you're not buying houses per se, you're buying companies. But it's the same concept about the no money down, meaning that the seller is going to take back the paper instead of a commercial bank. It's no different. It's exactly 100% the same. And when the motivated seller asks you what that means, and then you can use the analogy about the house. And almost everybody has either seen an infomercial, seen it on television, the various real estate gurus that are on TV that have programs, and books that have been written about no money down houses purchases, and so it's the same formula.